Okay, good evening, and welcome everyone. Welcome to another episode of Creative Mindset. I'm so excited for you all tonight. I am M. Denise Simmons. I am the creative director of MD Simmons Productions, and we are a company that's all about revolutionizing the arts, media, and entertainment industry through film, TV, and production projects for the glory of God. And on Creative Mindset, oftentimes I have opportunities to speak with dope creatives, and especially creatives that I have had the opportunity to build relationships with. And he's actually the exclusive Two Chicks with a Camera makeup artist. Woo woo! This is Warrick, TheW Andrews.
Hey, how's everybody? Good.
You good?
I'm good.
You made it here?
I made it here.
Through the weather?
Through the storm, through everything. I'm here.
I appreciate you for that. Okay, so Warrick, please tell everyone just what you do, how long you've been in the game, just all about who you are.
Okay, well, as she said, my name is Warrick, TheW Andrews. I've been in the beauty industry for it's been over 10 years now. I started out in a nail tech background, and then I followed into makeup. So Saturday, actually, which is my birthday, that'll be 7 years that I've been doing freelance makeup full time now.
Yes, 7 years.
7 years.
On your grind.
On my grind.
Oh my goodness. So as a makeup artist, what does your grind look like for you to be doing this for 7 years? And this show is all about inspiring and educating people out there, especially those creatives. For 7 years you've been doing this. What does your grind look like? My grind
is my hustle, basically. So the hustle in me, my grind is, say, a 12 to 16 hour day where literally what I do, I'm not stationary, so I go to all of my clients. Mm-hmm. So I would pack my car up and pretty much pack all my stuff up, and I would maybe start in Port St. Lucie and end in the Florida Keys sometimes. Mm-hmm. So that's a full day before I get home, and then it starts all over again. So can be for sometime between 5 to 6 times a week, 6 days a week. So
that you're doing that.
That I'm doing it.
Meeting various people, traveling throughout South Florida, just making it happen.
Making it happen.
I love it.
Definitely.
And you're so accommodating. It's so reassuring to know when we have a creative like Ward to be on our team. He just makes our clients just feel like they are on top of the world. He comes with the chair. He just lays it out, and we just are so thankful for that. And with you being a makeup artist, mm-hmm. Tell us what your creative mindset is when it comes to you, the artistry of beating people's faces. What goes into that? What's your creative mindset like?
My creative mindset is thinking on a creative scale at all times.
Okay.
Having it, embodying it, mm-hmm. All the time. There's times when you have to see beyond the fact of that. Looking at a client, mm-hmm. she may not have the perfect skin. Mm-hmm. She may have a blemish, or she may have 2 or 3, mm-hmm. or it may be her wedding day and this has occurred, mm-hmm. and it's not. So what I have to do is look at this and say, you know what? I'm going to make sure that you are flawless mm-hmm. on this day. Mm-hmm. By the time you look at yourself again, you're going to say, wait a minute, where's the stars? Yeah. Where's this? Where's that? So that's my goal. It's just thinking outside of it and just embodying that and making sure that you can just envision it, mm-hmm. and make sure that you see past it. It's almost like you've heard the saying, seeing the forest. You can't see the forest because of the trees. Mm-hmm. This is so much more beauty inside of the forest. Mm-hmm. So you have to see past the demarcations and all those flaws on a person's skin, and mm-hmm. you just make it happen.
I love that. And yeah, and sometimes we're so critical of ourselves, and I've gotten my makeup done by Warrick, and you do embody that personality, making the client just feel just beautiful, because we are our worst critics. We'll pick out the mold, our skin is different tone and all of this stuff, but you see past that, and you see your creativity allows you to just paint a beautiful canvas on people's faces. So that's amazing. So you've been doing this for 7 years.
Yes.
how do you continue to reinvent yourself? Because the makeup artist world industry, there's a whole bunch of people YouTubing.
YouTubing.
Yes, and they do it all, and so everybody's a makeup artist. But how do you continue to like reinvent yourself as a makeup artist?
Okay, say for instance like yourself, Denise, that I've done your makeup before. So now you've become a client of mine. I've done you more than once. So what happens is how I reinvent myself is just staying on top of the latest trends. So now you may come to me, you say, hey Ward, I want to get individual lashes this time. I don't want to strip. So that's up to me. You trust me to do that. So the thing is, what I need to do is, on my own downtime, take a class or two to make sure that I'm perfecting doing those kind of lashes, so that way you as my client, I can offer that service to you where you won't have to go anywhere else. Now, if it's somebody else may call that isn't a client and say, oh, do you do lashes? No, I don't do lashes. I only provide that kind of service for my clients. That's not what I do. But you as a client who's been coming to me, I've been doing your makeup for a period of time now. Now you want something different. So I want to be the one to provide that for you and provide that experience for you. So that way you can say, well, I've had it done by Warrick. He's done my face, so I trust him. I know he's going to make sure that I'm okay.
I love that, because as an artist, you have to, in the process of reinventing yourself, you have to challenge yourself. You got to teach yourself new skills. You got to study up on your craft and become such an expert so that your clients keep coming back to you.
Yes.
So that's amazing. You touched on, you touched on something that I wanted to ask you, and it leaves me. Okay, it's going to come back to me. Okay. So in your realm, what continues to inspire you? What is that thing or people, or what inspires you as an artist?
Okay, I have two things that inspire me. The first thing that inspires me, say for instance, when I get to a client's home and I'm like, okay, the first thing I'll ask her is, where's the event? So she'll tell me where the event is. Then the next thing is, okay, let me see what you're wearing. So immediately, as soon as she shows me what she's wearing, immediately I'm thinking 1,500 things in my head about a look that will immediately make this dress or make this outfit say, mwah, it'll be perfection. And the second thing is I get inspiration from other artists, actually other makeup artists. It gives me great pleasure to know that when I worked on you before, and now that you decide to take a career in makeup, and when you've come to me and told me things like, oh, you've inspired me, you've done those things, that's motivating for me, where you have people like Sway, you have another young lady that, Thalia, both of these two were models before, and now they're beautiful makeup artists. And then I have my makeup sus, which is Latara, aka Lala, the fashionista.
Hey Lala.
That's my sus. I mean, like literally, we don't talk all the time, but when we talk about makeup. We inspire one another. We, make sure each other's there. Then there's so many other makeup artists that have told me what I've done for them, and looking at me, there's Barry, there's Christina Neptune, there's Nadine, there's Bobby, there's so many more. If there's anybody, we came in contact with, I'm so sorry if I forgot your name.
It's okay.
Or so forgot you at this time, but y'all know I love you. So
tell me, how do you, we talked about reinvention, how do you set yourself apart? Because I know you have a flow, I know you have a process. Speak to that inspiring creative out there. What does it take to set yourself apart in an industry that can seem scary, that can seem saturated, that can seem overwhelming? What do you do? How do you set yourself apart from the rest?
So we can say that about a creative process, basically. My creative process is taking an old idea and making a new connection with it. So once I take that old idea, make a new connection with it, that's how it becomes great. So here it is. You yourself may send me a picture of Beyonce.
Okay.
And you want a makeup look like Beyonce. Immediately, you want me to make sure that you look like Beyonce. That's the look that you want, that you're going for. So that old idea is because it's already been done. Beyonce already did the look, so it's already been on the picture. So here it is, you're the new person. So now we have to make a new connection with that old idea by taking that picture of Beyonce and where I'm going to embody to make you feel like you are Beyonce. Of course, you're not going to look like her, exactly like her, but I'm going to make sure you feel like her once I get finished. So it's just, that's what I do. Take I basically take a old idea and give it a new connection. Take a new connection with an old idea.
Revamp it.
Revamp it. Yeah.
And you talked about earlier that you were a nail technician. What kind of drove you to the art of face art and makeup? Like what was that transition? Like why do makeup?
Okay, there was a friend of mine who is a photographer now. His name is Chad Finley, actually. He came into the salon I was working in at the time, and he was like, hey, as a project for school, I need to take pictures of some of the women. I want to take pictures of some of your clients. So I'm like, okay, no problem, cool. He's like, well, I need to find a makeup artist. I was like, well, it can't be that hard. I mean, I draw lines on nails and stuff, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that hard to do. To just me saying put some powder on somebody's face and those, just putting powder on somebody's face, I'm thinking, oh, it can't be that complicated. And then at that point where I started selling Mary Kay, because after 9/11, I don't know if you, a lot of people, after 9/11, the market kind of crashed. So I was selling Mary Kay. So with those ladies who were selling Mary Kay, they was teaching me, they taught me the basic steps to basically sell the makeup. So that way I could just, the basic steps to apply makeup. So those basic steps are what I did basically to do the makeup. He is a master editor. Those pictures, I still use them now. I won't say what pictures they are, but I still use them now because he's a master editor. But my work wasn't that quality then that it is now. So now my work is that quality without the editing. So.
Look at the progression. I love it. Okay, and Warrick is being very modest because his work has taken him to places like Bora Bora, Hawaii.
I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica. I've been published in Vogue magazine. So yeah, those kind of things. So
those kind of things.
What
is that like? What is that moment like for you when you see your work as a creative being published in such a huge and established publication like that? What is that like?
It's surreal. It's an accomplishment. It makes me feel that, okay, me getting up those long days, it's all worth it. It's all worth it in the end. It was all worth it. I mean, the sacrifice that I took and just not being afraid to fail, just going ahead and taking, here it was, I was giving my creative ideas to a cosmetic counter the whole time. And then what happens is, with being at a cosmetic counter for a little period of time, what happens is people don't remember you. They're going to say, oh, where did you get your makeup done? Oh, I got my makeup done at Clinique. I got my makeup done at MAC. They're not going to say your name individually. They're not going to say that. They're going to say the company's name. So you're taking all that creative energy and you're putting it into a company when it was time for me to just take that same creative energy and just step out on faith and just don't be afraid to fail. If I failed, I knew I could go back.
Yeah.
That wasn't a problem. I knew I could go back. But it was just not being afraid to fail. I think that was the thing that kind of made me just go for it.
I love that. And you talked about just challenges. When you were faced with challenges in your career, and maybe you've been faced with some now, speak to those people who are going through some challenges. Like how did you get through your challenge as a makeup artist? I don't know if it's, different situations that happen with other makeup artists or working with an annoying client or something like a difficult client. Like, how do you deal with those challenges?
Every experience, learn from it. Don't look at it as a bad experience. just think of all of it as a learning process. Look at it as it's here to teach you something, whether it was bad, whether it was good. Just learn from every single experience. And I feel a lot of times when people are talking, sometimes you just be quiet. A lot of times don't say too much back. Just listen to what they're saying first, because they can tell you something that you didn't even know about yourself, or tell you something that will help you in the end. Something I just learned recently, where you talk about grind. One of my clients, Hope, she had on her page, so where I said, remember taking an old idea and making a new connection with an old idea to keep your creative juices flowing. So grind is spelled G-R-I-N-D. So the letter G is going to be, we're going to use it for get. The letter R is going to be, get ready. The R is going to be for ready. The I is going to be for it's a. The N is new, and D is for day.
Oh.
So get ready, it's a new day. So everything that you did yesterday, you have the time to redo it all over again and make sure it's right today.
Nice.
So
I love that. You came up with that?
No, I said Hope.
Who's Hope? Oh,
She's my client, Hope. She came up with it.
I love that.
I seen it on her page and I was like,
get ready, it's a new day.
yes.
I love that.
Come on, Hope.
So we're about to end, and I know you have, we've been talking in the background about some stuff, so I know we can't disclose too much.
Yes.
But if you could share with everyone, what's the next phase for Warrick, TheW? What are some things that people can look forward to, in the future?
I want to say stay tuned. Please stay tuned. I promise to stay tuned. I don't want to give it away just yet, but I have some great things in the making coming up. So I don't want to give too much away.
All right. So at least you kind of got not even a teaser, but I guess that'll do. But just tell everyone how they can get in contact with you, where to follow you and all that stuff.
Okay, you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's at MUA Warrick, or you can follow me on Facebook at Warrick Andrews, or you can reach me at 561-291-1488.
And he picks up
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
No matter the time, the date, he picks up. So if you need your makeup done, and sometimes it could just be same day or 30 minutes, he is available. And that's what I love about you. Yes. And thank you so much for being a part of it. I love you. I love you so much. Everyone, good night. Good night. See you guys next Wednesday.
Thank you.
You clicked it?
Yes. I need it on Facebook. Hold on, I'm trying to OBS now.